So he's coming for you.
That is
no way around it.
Scary hero and a scary stat line to be given.
Surprisingly, he also has a lot of deaths with it too. He averages like 4 or 5 deaths a game with the PA, which is more than other people. So maybe that speaks to how aggressively Yatoro plays with this hero.
Yeah.
Ooh, about to find out. I mean, this is not a game he can play aggressive in the early mid game. I think you jump into this Tundra lineup, you are going to disappear, right? Someone's getting soulbound, you're getting Dazzle poison, there's Grave. One of the interesting interactions, everybody's been calling my theories a bit crackpot lately, but hear me out on this one, Cap. Hear me out on this one, okay?
Comes.
You got Dazzle, right?
Yeah.
You go into the late game, you have permanent Grave.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I mean, how does PA jump How does PA jump the Void when the Void is invincible? He's permanently graved. You just run him in.
Yeah. That's a theory, all right.
You don't need to find the PA. You let the PA find you. And then you lock him in a cage.
Doesn't that mean that PA should be really good at just hunting the Dazzle first in a lot of these fights?
Perma-grave himself, too. Graves for everybody.
You can't perma-grave 2 people.
Defies you.
So you perma-grave yourself first.
Okay, and then he jumps on the faceless Void,
and then
blows
the
up the Void in 3 hits.
What, do you have buybacks? I don't know, man. It's a theory. We'll see if it pans out. But, I mean, the Grave could come in big. Because basically anything that prevents PA bursting you in some of these fights is going to feel good. Saves are one way to do that. I mean, another way is, instance block. But there's no instance blocking happening in this game.
Would you care to
Except backtrack.
Elaborate?
Actually, there's backtrack.
Yeah, there's backtrack.
There you go.
You don't want to. I know it's a very specific characteristic that you put out there. You want to elaborate on that, or are you trying to save your strats for TI?
I'm saving my strats.
Okay.
I'm just saying there's an assassin that's quite good versus the Phantom Assassin that we have not seen yet, called the Templar Assassin, that has a certain spell called Refraction, which gives.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the Stealth Assassin.
Yes, it gives you, well, that too. Gives you 13 instances of block with talent buffs. Pretty good versus Phantom Assassin late game when she has to try and poke you down and initiate on you.
Yeah. So you're saying there is a carry in late game that doesn't instantly die to PA?
I would try it out, lose, and then ban it, but it's always worth a go. What's happening in this game, however, is another cheese Dazzle mid versus a melee hero. And Laurel is feeling the pain of the Thompson Daz man right now. It's looking very familiar to the game where he played it against Nisha. Kick him in the tower. I think he's dead, though.
Yeah, he can't actually win this fight, I don't think. He'll try, but Thompson's too fast for it. Oh! Nicely played. He plants a tree and hides behind it outside of the range. If he took another hit...
Roll on him for dominance.
He would have at least had to blow through his fairy fire, but... Very nicely played. Gets 2 CS with a boulder kick.
Well, I guess that's a maneuver.
Yeah.
Still not doing much for him here, but...
It kind of still leaves him in a
it looks cool.
Shit situation. That's time to roll all the way home.
It's the Shadow Priest. Sends you into the Shadow Realm.
You think Laurel, they won Riyadh.
Did they?
It was kind of like a moment of...
I didn't know.
Not redemption, but... Laurel was able to finally prove that, hey, they deserve to be on this roster of TI winners. I'm not bringing them down.
Well, not according to Reddit.
Is that your best?
But in this game, there are 10 Aegises.
Is under attack.
Thompson's got 2
4. Oh, players. Yeah, well, there's AUI. He's got 2.
Yeah, but he's not inside the game.
You like to say that to him?
I would.
He's probably listening right now.
I think he would agree with me.
Well, he's too humble. That doesn't count.
I think that's actually part of the most stressful thing about being a coach is you're not inside the game.
It's probably true.
You have to sit back and let your players do what you can, and you have no way to be able to control the fate. Mira, is this going to be our first blood? Has a fairy fire. He's going to be okay. The first blood does happen. It's on the other lane. 33 picks up the kill on Maposhka as he steps forward trying to interrupt the hard
for 2 for 1.
Yatoro is also going to die. Yeah. 33. That big old octopus on the end of a staff gets a double kill.
And itemization paying off big time for Tundra in some of these side lanes. An early headdress on Tidehunter, not an item you see very often in the current laning meta because it's very expensive for what it gives, and you have to get it early on in the lane for it to pay off, especially on a core. That is like unheard of, right? So to go this early headdress on the Tide, have the extra regen versus the spam of the Warlock and the PA, pretty damn smart by 33, and it pays off on top of the wand charges as 9 suicides to be able to come back. Just gives them the extra manpower to fight that lane through the early harassing and get the kills on the backside. And now all of a sudden you have a top net worth Tidehunter in this game who's cruising, while his Earthspirit is continuing to suffer because he cannot lane mid. At this point, Laurel wishes he was playing Ember against Huskar. He would be feeling less pain, I think.
Yeah, legitimately. Nine's gonna show up, like Thompson needs the extra help. He gets a refill on the bottle.
But this is what it does. It creates the gank potential. When you have such an advantageous one-on-one, you want to use it. You want to be able to gank, get your supports free kills. It's just extra levels on the board, extra assist gold. This is going to be a tough early game for TSpirit, I think. I mean, they're doing a pretty good job getting out of these side lanes, and of course, Collapse is free farming. That was pretty much guaranteed. So he can bring them back in terms of tempo. It's going to be the Dazzle show, though. And this is a hero that Thompson's been very successful with this tournament, is very comfortable with. And that can go a long way. He's going to have burden control.
Secure the rune for Mira. He picks up the arcane rune, knowing that 9 and Thompson can very easily bully for it.
Yeah, just going to bring everybody to this rune fight.
Snaking over here. They're going to catch Mira as he was trying to cut into this lane to protect Laurel's tower. The rollout is going to happen. They'll get the trade. Snake King dies for that pickup on Mira. 1-for-1 trade-off in the mid lane.
Honestly, not too bad for Laurel. I mean, he gets an extra kill, and he gets some time where he doesn't have to 1v1 the Shadow Priest here. Very happy for that. But everybody's free farming on these side lanes. Everybody is just getting solo one-on-ones, and they're not getting harassed as the two beefy boys are just pushing in the waves and cutting. Normally, I'd say this kind of favors Axe whenever you're in this position because this is where the hero wants to be.
Bounty.
And I don't think Tide can exert the same pressure, but they're going to bring in Skeeter. Extra time dilation. He doesn't have Chrono, though. He's level 5.
It's an awkward move. And he's going to go right back where he came from. Doesn't make it.
He's going to go right back where he came from.
Good job, Laurel. Cost him 3 seconds.
It might come back to bite him.
He missed a CS because of it.
I mean, the real question for me is, who comes online faster and exerts pressure in this game? Is it the Tide or is it the Axe? And if it is the Axe, you kind of have to make up for what's happening mid too, right? But the upside is you do have this Axe Dazzle matchup. So the permanent grave that was going to bail you out of the Phantom Assassin jumps in the late game is no longer reliable.
Yeah.
Strategy in shambles out here for Tundra.
There is little aspects, though, to the Shallow Grave. It gives heal amplification, right?
Well, not if you're dunked on.
Yes, if you are dead, you do not get heals. You are correct in that. But
right here, rolling to contest the rune will kick him. Thompson in trouble.
Yeah, with all these supports making the rotation over. Thompson is surrounded, but he's going to get the kill on Laurel first. Okay, he dies first, but he does get the kill on Laurel.
But punching is
This amount of gold, I guess, in the 1v4 situation. Thompson still finds something. That's space for the team. Gold for Collapse as he is pretty far ahead of the pack here. It's going to be a very fast Blink Dagger Axe. He's getting stack priority too. Man, it's going to be the Collapse show. Going to take those Ancients away from you, Toro. Always a tough call. For your own physical health here. Always have to consider it. Question with this early Axe Blink is always, what can you do with it though, right? Do you blink in and get a kill because you have damage follow-up with your supports, or do you blink in and die and then your game is ruined?
Yeah, his damage follow-up is not the greatest.
No.
I think Mira being able to put Bedlam on him early on is going to be really good. You're probably going to be guaranteeing a couple of kills in that. But eventually, he's going to need this Earthspirit.
Yeah, I think that's the big combination. It's the Axe jump into the Earthspirit roll. You get the Magnetize going. That's the team fight that Spirit looking for, because then you can throw the Bonds and the Brambles on top of that, and everything comes together, right? Earthspirit, Warlock, classic combination. Only here you have one of them as a core. So it's even faster. They're going to look for 33. He is very tanky here with early phase boot armor.
He does have Ravage. If he wants to put it to use here, he's going to put it to use. Last second, Skyreth Mage drops the Mystic Flare, and it's enough to be able to kill Laurel. And 33 sneaks away into the trees and TP's out.
A really smart TP here. And it's just going to leave everything to clean up for Skeeter. He does have Chrono if he wants to commit it. Collapse going to show with the blink, but again, the damage.
Yeah, he doesn't really get to jump in. He won it there. He should be able to get the chop on his staking. That extra movement speed might lead him to find another kill. 9 is going to be spotted. Nowhere really to run to. Trying to dodge scrambles, but Collapse is there with call. No mana. Oh, we can't get a jump.
It's under attack.
Big wand to get it. Stack number 3 here for Collapse before the 10-minute mark. Damn, that is quite good. Most last hits at 10 minutes too. He is at over 100 at the 10-minute mark. Absolutely decimating the neutral creeps in this game. And a third jump just to seal the deal, but he will not get the dunk because Laurel kicked him away. Laurel, why do you do this?
Well, he has to make up for it. Redeem his honor by killing staking, or at least setting Collapse up for a chop on that one.
Man, why did I ever doubt early Collapse axe blink dagger? Never again.
Don't doubt Collapse on blink.
Why would I doubt him? He just runs. TP's top, gets 2 supports, goes mid, gets their mid player, and then dunks snaking again, who respawns and insta-dies.
Dire's bottom tower
That is quite a bit of momentum for this offlaner. I mean, Laurel's still struggling in this game.
Dire's top tower.
Collapse is definitely going to make up for it, and a last hit for the Earthspirit here. Very nice.
We got the roll started right before the silence, but it may not matter. Too many slows, too much range. 9 and Thompson.
Yeah, he's having a rough one. I think there's just not much Spirit can do to help him. It's the way the draft functions. Like, you first pick this Earthspirit. Tundra picked Dazzle into Grim to make sure, one, he has no lane, and then you have this Soulbind for him later. It just doesn't get much easier in the fight. So Laurel's going to be a liability for quite some time. It's just going to come down to Collapsing and Toro making the fights happen. And of course, you get the Magnetized Fatal Bonds combo going. Do his job. More stack priority for Collapse will push him up to 118 last hits. Absolutely ridiculous.
Will that be a detriment to Collapse later? Like we were talking about, the combo is the axe jumps in, the Earthspirit follows it up. That seems like a pretty dream situation to get a Soulbind onto.
Yeah, you do have to think about it. I mean, you can get a grip silence out if you're really clutch.
Under attack.
Early BKBs are going to help versus Tundra lineup a lot, right? Because they do not have much that goes through the BKB outside of the last big Faceless Void here. Something to think about. Also depends who you jump, I guess, if you can find the supports. But I think it's a situation where you don't need too much net worth on this Earthspirit for him to do his job. You just need to find the right openings. Still, Tundra efficient on the map. They'll double clear through the stacks. Tag team effort here.
Regenerator.
33 not used to having to share these.
Bottom tower
Thompson didn't get the memo.
Yeah, Thompson is closing on that negative scepter, so he really wants to get that one. Pipe is complete for 33, thanks to that little bit of gold. Staking will die in the top lane. Not that big of a deal. TSpirit bringing 4 heroes for that pickup.
Yeah, they didn't get the dunk either, so huge waste of time for Collapse, to be honest.
You have the blade mail yet?
Of course, you use Axe's net worth, man. This must be one of the most farmed axes of all time. It's got to be up there.
He even brought a smoke with him to deliver that blade mail. That is nice.
He is incredibly strong right now. Pretty much a guaranteed kill on anybody you find with any sort of follow-up spell.
So much
and they really want Thompson or Skeeter here. That's who they're looking for. They might find Thompson.
Perfect catch. If they can kill him, the Bedlam's doing a lot of damage. The Shallow Grave can't protect him. The silence does stop the extra bit of chop there. Calling blade charges not going up yet.
Just gonna go again. The map pressure Collapse is creating right now with this Bedlam follow-up is really nice because the cooldowns are just so damn low, right?
Yeah.
That's the nice thing about Bedlam here. 30 seconds. There are not many ults from a support in the game that are this low cooldown for an axe to just play off of. Like even Skywrath ult, it's low cooldown, but it takes so much more of your mana pool. The uptime is not necessarily guaranteed, and even that's 60 seconds. So you're looking at 2 for 1. This is quite a nice combination with the change. TSpirit showing off all the little synergies here, making the map work for them from a very precarious early game with that mid matchup dominating a lot of the rune control and the rune battle that they had to commit to. There'll be a double damage in the river for Laurel as Collapse makes another move towards bottom. But that is a pipe Tidehunter early utility for 33, just wants to shore up the team fight. And he is still #1 net worth in this game. That's the crazy part. Somehow he has overcome, well, he falls back down, but he is neck and neck with Collapse in terms of farming it up.
That's those ancient stacks.
Oh yeah. Two big boys in this game right now. Who would you rather have? Utility 33, the Wraith Pact Abuser, or Giga Chad Collapse?
Well, considering you called them a Giga Chad and there's no Wraith Pact, I feel like you may have put your thumb on the scale there.
Giga Chad Collapse. Blink Dagger, honest player.
I mean, I am a Blink Dagger offlaner at heart, so I'm going to go with Collapse, but
it's good to have him back, you know.
All right, so we got the anchor. They were talking about the Tide versus PA matchup, how it's kind of a debate. Tide can do fine at the lane, but later on, he's kind of gets broken and killed by the PA. But the Tidehunter does have this tool that is kind of new to lock down
a good one.
PA.
I mean, this spell's just good, I think. Yeah, just straight up. I think it's good in almost any game, 90%. The fact it's just a long duration leash that's pretty hard to kill for most melee heroes is, I mean, just gives Tide a new way to play the fights like this, right? Suddenly he's just locking down a mobility hero forever.
The red damage is going to come out. He's going to pop the Ravage to make sure he gets it.
That's the type of interaction, you know, you've played against this hero for 10 years. You might just underestimate it a bit. It's only your leash forever.
I'll be honest, Laurel's pretty young. I'm not sure if he's played Dota for 10 years.
How old is he? 16?
7-9, 1,000 net worth lead for Tundra, as we're setting up to a point where Roshan has got to be an objective both teams are thinking about. Collapse. Smoke breaks on him. ETP's out. Nobody can get caught here.
TP to his outpost, man. That was a little greedy, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
A little greedy there by Collapse, but he'll get away with it.
They stick around. They drop a ward before they retreat. I have a feeling TSpirit want to keep playing here if they can.
I mean, are they thinking that Tundra is going to potentially go for early Roshan, right? You have the Dazzle Tidehunter lineup, so you have some minus armor. And this Dazzle honestly does it pretty reliably with extra sustain. It's not an objective you want to give up your Spirit, but I don't know if Tundra are thinking about it this early. They've got to face this Void lineup with Midas Maelstrom.
Yeah, I was going to say, their carry. Skeeter probably is not interested in Roche.
Not at all. Blade Mail Reflect, but you have some spell lifesteal.
They're slowed down quite a bit here. If they can't finish off this Earth Spirit, he will deliver some retribution here. The golems will do the work. Laurel doesn't have to. He's going to roll out here, see if he can find the other support. He knows Snake King's around. Rolls through the trees, spots him. Is his roll going to hit? It does. In time, stops that TP. Second pickup.
And meanwhile, bottom, the real prize as Collapse combines with Yatoro for some damage to find Skeeter. I think Skeeter thought he was safe because he's all these supports top, but of course Yatoro happy to get involved here, and that Blade Mail doing a number on this Maelstrom Faceless Void. It's a very good axe matchup for a lot of the game, pretty much forever, I think.
Yeah,
you're like 4 or 5 slotted with like Scotty Satanic or something.
And they've been looking for that kill. I think they were looking for that kill when they initially grabbed the Blade Mail and smoked.
Yes.
And they have been eluded by Skeeter this entire time until now.
I mean, unfortunately, Thompson, you know, read that smoke and tanked it for his boy.
Has been killed.
Very deliberately.
Of course, of course.
Tower is under attack.
This time, Dazzle nowhere to be found. I also think this Ags Rush from 9 is... it's interesting. I want to say it's greedy because you could go for some interim item like a Veil or even just casual Force Staff. Maybe, I mean, Atos we don't see anymore, but these types of items have traditionally been the go-to for Skywrath to build some momentum on the map. This is just like, I'm just going to scale into the late game. You know, I'm just going to be the ultimate carry. And Skywrath is another one of these supports in the current meta, like these Dark Willows, that if you get to the ultra late game that gets really weird and you get 4 or 5 slots, you do just carry the game. This hero becomes absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Especially with all the armor stacks you build up, you're just going out.
You get the shard and you got all this magic resistance from intelligence and the armor.
Initially, I was thinking the Skywrath versus PA matchup is, I mean, incredibly PA favored, but if you get to the ultra late and you just go in with Scion armor, it's one of the supports that can actually get armor through its spells as opposed to having to buy a plate mail or something that won't do anything anyway.
Radiant's
So
bottom
then when you
tower
get one
is
shot,
under attack.
it'll at least happen a little slower.
I almost survived
Exactly.
through that one shot, guys.
Dire's
Tops will
courier
have more
has
time to
been
grave you.
killed.
Still, Tundra looking for some sort of team fight, I think, with this Chrono Ravage they haven't been able to use on the map, as it's just getting
Radiant's
split
middle
by the
tower
Phantom
is
Assassin
under
they
attack.
can't see, and Collapse constantly shoving in bottom. Now it's going to be daytime Roche. Koshka will follow it.
Is that the worst thing, though? They're not able to get a Chronosphere plus Mystic Flare, but they're not really behind for it. They're down by 2k net worth, but that's not that bad. And they probably feel confident about their late game, right? I feel like in some ways they did orient their lineup for late game.
Dire's top
That's what the
tower
panel said
is under
anyway.
attack.
Who said that? Yeah, was it Fear or was it Sinner?
I think it was Syndrin.
Noted. See what happens
Radiant
here.
are scanning.
Just note that down, chat. Note that down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
Noted.
attack.
Here's again the
Hey, there it is.
yeah, the old courier tormentor abuse. Not as exciting the second time, but just as disgusting for sure. Oh, they tipped them because they know.
Scanning.
Like, yeah, we saw the clip, man.
Radiant's
not that
bottom
cool.
tower is under attack.
I mean, you are cool, but
Maybe I was about to say, isn't that?
More.
I feel like that tip is saying you're really cool, Thompson. That's what I think.
maybe.
When people tip me in pubs,
That's not the case.
you're saying, "Wow, Cap, you're so cool."
Nobody's ever said that in their entire life. I'm surprised neither team has manned up for this Roche yet. This game, because the game just feels so slow.
Dire's top
I mean, there is a
tower
lot of
is
AoE
under
team fighter on the
attack.
pit. You don't want to get caught in there, but sometimes in games that are stalemates, somebody just usually does it. There'll be another bedlam jump and another dunk for
Yeah, silence him.
Another-
Don't let that dunk happen.
dunk for Collapse in his mind. I don't know.
He thought real hard about
I feel like we're just playing the PA game, right? If I have Phantom Assassin and this game is pretty slow, and I'm getting to my Phantom Assassin's third, fourth item, and I'm going into Roshan with my Desolator timing and no one's touched me, I'm pretty confident in this meta I'm going to win the game. Or it's the game plan that I want to have happening. Now, if something goes wrong, you get stalled, it goes to 80 minutes, of course anything can happen, but this feels like the PA show. And it's going to maybe just come down to Skeeter or 33 finding Yatoro and getting a big ult landed on him. And that just seems difficult in today's game. You're doing it against the original PA god as well. This guy was playing PA before it was cool, before it was good, before anybody knew who he was.
I still think there's some options. Even though they have an axe, I still feel like there's some options here for the counterplay with Shallow Grave.
Oh, so you're buying into my theory now.
What was your theory?
The old permagrave, and then he can't kill anybody. You know, you get the Juju armor too. So Dazzle goes in. He casts like 8 graves. Then you can't kill the Dazzle because he's got 80% physical resist.
Taking will make not die again. The Chronosphere actually hitting the 2 supports there. Skeeter BKB a little bit early, but they're going to drop all their ultimates for this 3-man they found, but they're not going to be able to get Collapse. You got a call. Oh, and there it is. The Culling Blade through the Shallow Grave. They throw an anchor on to Collapse, trying to chase after him. Yatoro, though, he is on a rampage through the Tundra heroes, or at least trying to. Now he's been controlled up by the Dazzle, turns and fights. Is that BKB plus the armor going to be enough? Thompson on the run.
No crit.
No crit.
No
Just
crit.
yet still doesn't have one, but he gets a hit. Oh, but there it is. The Shallow Grave now comes in, and Thompson has
What are
no
you
way
gonna
out
do
of this one. He's throwing damage at Yatoro. It's not going to do enough.
I mean, but it looked almost there. You know what I'm saying? You saw the potential.
The perma Shallow Grave isn't ready yet.
Yatoro was definitely frustrated at the end of that fight. We'll put it that way. Nonetheless, he gets up to 6 Deso charges. Doesn't even have to expend the Aegis here. They do find Collapse on the backside, so technically an even fight. Honestly, not that bad for Tundra, considering it's an Aegis PA hitting a peak right now. And it was a pretty nice start with this Chrono. It's just
I mean, there wasn't the
That call.
immediate follow-up, right? The fact that you had to
It was a little
use
late.
the Ravage to kill both the supports.
Yeah, it didn't feel great.
Radiant's top
Yeah.
tower
And then you had
is
the
under attack.
chase down collapse afterwards anyway.
Yeah.
If Skeeter gets a time walk up there, he doesn't get killed in the initial call. That fight might go a lot better for Tundra. And you can see the potential of their sustained team fight here, especially with all the spell damage. You're gonna burst down anybody in this chrono really fast if everybody's online.
Back over to the other side, Snaking trying to hide, not going to make it, but is maybe going to be saved by 33 here with the anchor. What on here, Spirit? So much damage. Collapse has jumped in. No, gets the heal just in time. Thompson, well played with that counterplay. Stops Collapse from getting the Culling Blade. Now, he doesn't have that extra bit of movement speed to get out as easily. 33's going to keep chasing.
Toro is coming. He is here. He wants to try to make something
Feel
happen.
confident about being able to hurt the Tidehunter. They go for it, and they've got him. Thompson, he's going to need some help here. Gets an ink swell. Utoro going to take that for speed. Double crit. See you later.
You should have banned it. You fool. You should have banned it.
They thought they had the answer, but Utoro has proven there is no answer to his Phantom Assassin.
Yeah, Skeeter's rolling up his sleeve looking for an ace, but it's not going to be there this time. He pays the price, doesn't even get the BKB off. You blink and you miss it quite literally here. This PA is a problem.
Radiant's bottom tower
This is
under
the
attack.
downside of that slowish game from Tundra. I mean, get some momentum off the mid. You have a lot of net worth on these cores, but you can't control the map. You can't find Utoro. You're not creating a carry differential, and
Was that 3 crits
Yeah.
in a row?
no, it was 2. Not get out
Sure.
of control.
Radiant's
like it was
middle
3.
tower is under
Got
attack.
one on the jump, then he daggered, the dagger crit.
It might have been 3 actually, yeah. But it didn't show the number for the first one. Nonetheless, 12 Deso charges up to Basher. Level 22 here.
Yeah, and he's rushing straight to the Abyssal, too.
Oh, it was. He triple crit.
Well, let's not get too excited here. Let's not get too excited here, Avery.
Honestly, I would just top left.
Radiant's top
I'm
tower
gone.
is under attack.
Good luck, boys. Your AUI, you play for me. I don't want to play Dota 2 anymore today.
Radiant structures are fortified. Radiant's
my
top
hero
tower
do that?
is under attack.
Well, that's
Imagine your face is void in this game. You're like, I gotta hit a 3-man chrono. I gotta get a time dilation on TSpirit. I gotta look for some bashes. Your Toro shows up, press one button, you're gone.
Radiant's top tower is falling.
Definitely a lot more straightforward. They'll claim another objective. He still has his Aegis. It seemed like forever. He's gotten so much
Radiant's
value
top
out of this.
tower is under attack.
And the upside, 15 seconds, he won't have the Aegis anymore.
Yeah, that's an upside if you can see him.
Radiant's
The issue
middle
is
tower
he
is under
extracted
attack.
so much out of this time period. You're looking at the net worth, but I also mentioned the levels, right?
Yeah.
He's so far ahead of the Faceless Void in both categories. It is ridiculous. This is going to be
Dyer's
gonna be a mountain to
turret has
overcome.
been killed.
It is not going to be an easy game for Tundra if they want to pull this one back. It's going to have to be back of some crazy good team fight spellcasting with their ultimates, protecting the backline here. They have 3 backline heroes. I mean, Dazzle's a pseudo backline, but it really is on the jump. The Anchor controlling the Earth Spirit, getting a good soul line out, and then finding the PA with the Ravage or the Chrono. If you don't connect on one of those two, I think the game's going to be hard. And TSpirit know this, so it means green light for Collapse to jump in, find these big targets. You can also blink call this Tide with the break going in. It's not a free front line for 33 this game.
Yep.
And Kaya, I like this Kaya build on the Axe. You get larger
Radiant's
threshold for your
middle
ult
tower
here,
is under attack.
more damage coming through.
Yeah, this is the second half of the build for Axe that you a lot of times don't see because so many times Axe is able to make a big splash early on, but then he's usually dying. He's not keeping that net worth up, but
He has kept the net worth up this game.
yeah,
He had his
60,000
choice.
ahead of anybody else on the side of Tundra.
Now, normally you would have Phylactery with this build.
Of course, yeah, that is the
For the-
standard
Yeah, so, you know,
set by Avery Silverman.
he's not quite at the TI-16 meta, but we'll give it to him here. Toro showing on the wave. This is a battle for control over Roche. I mean, Roche is not spawning that soon, so I think Tundra just looking for a team fight. They have Shiva's on 33. He's going to try and frontline now. Maybe the Shivas is enough. He can just show and bait the jump, but it's pretty spooky with this PA break and the crits. I honestly think you just get deleted.
Radiant's middle tower.
This could set up a chrono.
This is the pre-Roche fight. When you have those long cooldowns,
Yeah, it is.
you get a fight now, or you don't fight at all. If it like 30 seconds go by, you don't get anything. You really don't actually want to fight because otherwise your cooldowns may be on when Roshan actually spawns.
It's also setting up the vision, right? Tundra get 3 obs on this bottom part of the map. It's going to be daytime Roche. They're going to pay off in the later portion, but smoke from
matter. TSpirit gets an initiation on him. Gets a 2-man silence. Jumps over the Tidehunter. Tidehunter broken. Can't ravage anything. Can't ravage anything. BKB because the other heroes have initiated on the rest of Tundra. A big jump in from both Laurel and Collapse. Pretty much taking out any resistance that Tundra had left. Thompson, he's going to be chased down. Blink away, actually. All right, he can stay out. Yeah, thanks to constant regards to Scion armor. He's going to be able to jump away. 9 Scion that.
He had the Scion armor.
He sure did, but
I mean, he tanked a couple hits.
He had
there.
an extra 26 armor.
Radiant's middle tower.
I mean, it looked kind of cool until the PA showed up. And that's the problem. I mean, who can frontline versus hero? This is the Tide PA matchup. Yatoro just jumps him. Didn't even need a stun. Just solo kills 33 in the course of 2 or 3 seconds without any follow-up or control. And then the call can catch Skeeter. It's way too much freedom right now for this Phantom Assassin. And they don't have a vision mechanism. That's another piece of the puzzle you have to solve with this hero. Okay, you have Chrono. You can kill him in the Chrono. Yatoro will die. You have to be able to see him.
Dire are
You can see him. Yatoro sees Thompson. Thompson does not see Yatoro. And that vision's about to become even harder because the Aghanim Scepter is going to be the next item built by Yatoro.
Look at the early ags on the Earth Spirit as well from Laurel. He's caught up in this game, opted for that Stone Shard. He can just go in and even save Yatoro if it really comes to it. Or Stone
Vision, it just
kick somebody in.
His meld still not
Quick, what
breaking,
is this?
man. This is so insane.
Oh, they know.
They blink for it. They didn't know that he's actually there. They get him inside the Chronosphere, but it's after he popped into BKB. They're blowing everything they have to be able to control him up at the BKB. He gets stone for him. He gets kicked away. Savior of all. But they had the Grimace on him still, so they knew where it was after. They chase after him now with the PA. Finally dead. The Menace is gone. And TSpirit have to give up this Roshan, try and lose as many heroes as possible on their way out. It looks like they did manage to evac the 3 heroes still alive. They're all out.
That was
Tundra claim a big prize.
such a sick save by Laurel, but it just doesn't matter because the anchor and the Phantom Chase, the vision, was still on Yatoro, and it's enough to finish him off.
Yeah, the Phantom Embrace stays on you even though you're in stone.
Something chased him. It also was probably some of the bolts from the Skywrath.
Yep, that also was following him, yeah.
Either way, that whole fight starts by 33, I think accidentally blinking on Yatoro. That was my impression.
I mean, he popped Shivas. He must have seen something. I mean,
It's because he got spooked off the cliff. So Spirit were about to threaten going on 33 on top of that high ground, I believe, and he just wanted to get out of there because the bramble got thrown. I legit think he accidentally blinked on Yatoro here. And either way, it sets up the dream as they finally find the Phantom Assassin.
oh yeah, it was the anchor.
Notice the pre-grave on Skeeter as well there. Just to prevent any crit shenanigans. They're already thinking about it. Damn, that damage in the Chrono is severe. Even with the BKB coming out to negate some of it. You get caught, you're gonna die. That's what this pick is designed to do, and that is a huge team fight win for Tundra. As they get Aegis on the Void, which is massive this game, because now, even if you jump Skeeter, you can come back and you have a better shot of finding where the PA is in the fight. He also got up to that level 20, a massive talent for the hero with this Mjolnir Midas build. So much attack speed, so much proc action. If you get to MKB now, it's pretty much guaranteed you'll kill Yatoro in a Chrono.
Which is probably guaranteed because he has the Aegis, right? This should give him the window to be able to get plenty of farm.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is you can kill the Void without committing the PA going in.
Oh, that's nice. Look, he's going to be able to block an additional 24 damage when he gets hit by the 2,000 crit from PA.
Pretty good.
That's pretty nice.
Every little bit helps, you know. You know, the next fight when he lives on 2 HP, you're not going to be laughing, are you?
That's true. That happens.
East Rune in the river, not a double damage. We'll take it. And Lincoln's on top, so going to help him be protected from some of these daggers. Try and guarantee that grave coming out. And there's so much spell damage in the tank. Got the anchor. I'll force a quick BKB. This stone save is also very important for Spirit. It's becoming more important in this game in terms of, I feel like you might even consider Aether Lens to maybe be able to stone him in the chrono. That's a consideration here. Link might also give you some more mobility. It's hard to get it while he's, because if you save Yatoro in the chrono, this game becomes way more reliable for Team Spirit in the fight. That's pretty much the biggest threat.
Yeah.
You don't have another save. You have a Terrorize, but they're all going to be BKB'd.
Can't figure out that soon, though. Then start going to really late game where you maybe have a refresher on the Void. It's a funny little puzzle that's happening between these two teams. Yatoro finds the pick onto the Skywrath main.
The 7th death for 9 approaches his lucky number. Yeah, Ghost Scepter, not doing too much for you there. Good try. You know, you bought the physical defensive item on a support versus physical carry. And dumbass.
You know, it's so stupid. He's got this Defiant shell on PA. Just thinking about that, just thinking about like somebody hitting the Void and killing themselves because she automatically.
It works at Chrono too, right? So
yeah,
you never know. Might come out here. He also hit that level 25. Really strong talent for the hero. And you know what? Cinder brought up the point that it's also the 27. 26, 27 talents for this hero that are also really good, because you get this level 10 talent back, and it's -2 cooldown on dagger. That's really what makes the late game so spooky. Right. And not many carries have a talent like that to go back to its attack. Oh, Visco out!
Oh my god!
Okay. You got BKBs for it.
Yeah. I don't think Team Spirit are going to be feeling too confident about going back in. They're going to use the Ravage here, knowing they've caught at least one kick, turned into stone and kicked away, but the anchor's still on him, so they know where he's at.
Yatoro.
Meanwhile, they know the dagger is coming from somewhere over there. 33, kind of leading the charge, being a bulwark between him, the PA, and the rest of his team.
Very dangerous to stay here.
Those supports.
That was so fast by Spirit. Well, that's your Aegis. So much for the front line.
He did get to that MKB, though, on the Faceless Four.
Yeah, he did. It's worth mentioning, as well as Penta Edge Sword here. That is really going to escalate this damage in the burst. But it's got to be in a chrono. There is no other way to see what he wants to hit here outside of landing that spell. It was also refreshed from Collapse, so that'll be on cooldown here, but no big deal, as the second the BKBs are out, Spirit don't really want to fight that regardless. And you're kind of just angling towards this next Roshan. You want to get lanes in, you want to control the vision as much as possible. Side lane's getting shoved in right now for Team Spirit. They want to draw Tundra back on the map. And of course, Tundra have to play more clumped because they're afraid of getting jumped from the axe of the Phantom Assassin. Team Spirit doing a decent job abusing this, as they always do, just setting up the threat on multiple areas of the map with deep lane wards. This ops top is probably going to pay dividends in the next few minutes here, setting up for this Roshan. It's a scary map for Tundra. Just don't see much. And Laurel did go back for that blink, so that was his option of choice here. He does have some ability to maybe save a chrono if it's on the very edge. But just having
about Octarine is his next item, but I do kind of agree with you. The Aether Lens would go a long ways. No, now he's thinking about Eul's Scepter, which he could, go for the upgraded Eul's. Another good save to the Chronosphere.
I mean, I'm sure he asked Yatoro. He's like, Yatoro, do you need me to save you in the chrono? You know what Yatoro says. Do you think this guy's going to be able to chrono me, Yatoro God? No.
Nobody Chronospheres Yatoro God twice.
That's right. Laurel, if you buy that Aether Lens, I'm going to kick you for that. Trust me. will trust him as he pushes towards early. I was about to say an early divine, but I assume it's nullifier here, and it is flying out.
Hey, there we go. We got a little bit of extra cast range. Telescope on Maposhka.
That's true. Team synergy here.
It's mine.
I also like the top inventory there.
Dire's
You know,
middle
that's a
tower
nice
is
one.
under attack.
It's a real nice one. You know, just
Dire are
every
scanning.
bit of armor Snake King can generate in a empty slot in a windlace. He's got
Dire are
67% physical resist. I mean, it's
Dire's
about as good as you're gonna get.
middle tower is
We'll see if
under
it does anything for him here.
Well, do anything. There's no way it does anything.
It kind of did something.
That was beautiful. Hits on 3. The Chronosphere, but he didn't quite grab the PA. Only grabbed the Earth Spirit. They're going to blow up into that one. But what about the PA? Utoro backed out of that fight. Now he goes in. His BKB is down, but their dagger actually went over. Killed the Faceless Boy while he was going for the Skywrath Mage. Oh, that is just perfect for Utoro. And now with the Faceless Boy gone, there is no more threat. They're going to roll over the rest of Tundra. They'll keep themselves alive for as long as possible, but Thompson eventually falls. Is it just me, or did Collapse not use his pulling blade there? On the shallow grave of Dazzle.
Oh, yeah, on cooldown.
Oh, he missed one, huh?
Still,
Radiant's
that
middle
was a
tower is under
triple
attack.
dagger split that hit the Faceless Void as Skeeter was going for, would you believe it, a double damage that has spawned top. And that dagger crit, and he died. And
How much HP did the Faceless Void have?
he didn't have a lot. He definitely had probably under, he had under probably 800 or 900, but
Barracks are under attack.
you know,
Radiant's middle
Well, it did 835.
what can you do?
Radiant's middle
What can you do sometimes? You just die.
is under attack.
Another kickback. Laurel's done a tremendous job finding these openings.
They managed to get a buyback out of the Faceless Void without the Chronosphere. That's great.
Radiant's top
I
tower
thought for a second there,
is under
Tundra
attack.
were going to hold on to all their buybacks.
Still have a cheese on the Void.
Radiant's top tower has
And
fallen.
anchor him up. BKB is back up for Yatoro. Gonna
They
stay
anchor
here.
him. They phantom him. Everything they can. None of it's enough.
You went Martyr's Plate, by the way.
Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Not an item you traditionally see on an Agi carry. But he probably feels as though he has more damage than he'll ever need on this hero, so why not just take some a little extra survivability versus all the spell damage?
Radiant's
Sure, if he
top
gets in the
barracks are under
Chronosphere, gets
attack.
caught in the Chronosphere and he doesn't have BKB.
Right. It's a decent amount of EHP, though. I actually think it doesn't... Like, you're probably getting bursted or you're not, you know?
Sure.
I think the spell damage here from Tundra's overwhelming. It's an interesting choice. Playing the
Radiant's top
thresholds.
barracks are under attack.
There's a decent amount of spell damage,
Radiant are
especially with like this E-Blade coming out in the amp. Counteracting some of it. 33 is gonna pop. Does he blind go? He missed him in the trees.
Misses all these heroes in the trees. Laurel's gonna pop out. They spot a Thompson. They go for him. The EO disc. They manage to get on these two heroes on top of. Well, look at that call! Collapse on the edge of the Chronosphere. Jaws in the Faceless Void puts him down. Still, though, the Soulbind with the magic damage is doing its work. Utoro's 25% from the Martyr's Blade kept him alive a little bit longer, but it wasn't quite enough. Somehow, Collapse's beautiful save and kill on the Faceless Void does not lead to a TSpirit victory.
He didn't get the BKB off on the PA. He just took so much spell damage in that Chrono. It was ridiculous. It was all the Skywrath Mage here. Wait, he got Collapse with a global
Radiant's top
bolt.
barracks are under attack.
No way.
A shot from across the map ends Axe's career. As he did not go to Fountain, he went to the lanes to shove it in. Collapse. That did so much damage.
1,040 damage? What?
He must have had like 5 on him or something that chased him.
It had to be. Ravage going to be used as Mira. Taking a lot of damage here. Last time he was able to shatter realm, blink away, not so this Collapse.
My bad.
Go. That's going to be able to put down the Dazzle. Tom does have a buyback. Refreshes, grabs the call, gets it. Snake King will die as well. Those two both have buyback, but unlikely to use it. They're going to give this Roshan to Utoro.
So damn fast and decisive there from Collapse. Gets put down on the other side of the map and says, hell no. You're not taking anything away from me. Insta-buys, insta-refreshes. Double call, double dunk. What a bizarre sequence.
They had to buy back on their carry to get this, but Aegis and cheese for Utoro.
it's definitely worth, right? Taking Aegis away from Tundra is the real big prize here, because now no one can frontline for them. No one is safe against this dagger spam, and you have that level 10 talent. I mean, it's ridiculous I'm saying that, but you have the second level 10 talent for the Phantom Assassin, so these are really low cooldown daggers coming out in the late game that really hurt here. 4 seconds. That is the power of the extra levels. He's got pretty much max deso charges. This PA hurts, man. It really hurts. You're gonna need some more Wraith Bands for these supports.
Arcane Blink for the X.
Matches the cooldowns. Collapse will try and find the openings. He's found them all game. One more, you're gonna get Megas. Might just end it here. The question is, do you push with this Aegis 4 minutes? You're not gonna have buyback on your 2 big cores. A couple minutes after this Aegis expires, it's a risky go. Like, even if you get Megas, this game might not end, so you're risking losing to claim objectives that don't necessarily win you the game. Doesn't sound great to me, right? Now, if you find the Faceless Void, you know he does not have buyback right now. So that is the best jump for Spirit, and they will take that. If Skeeter shows, you take that Faceless Void, you dunk him down, you get a 5-on-4. Of course, you can always just spam daggers out and play it slow. Laurel can also kick somebody back, take a fight displacement that might be a bit safer. Options are on the table here for Team Spirit. It's just about how safe, how conservative do you want to play it right now? How much do you want to push it with no buybacks? If you're Tundra, I almost feel like you want Team Spirit to take that risk. It might be your best chance to swing this game is an overextension to tier 4s where your defensive spells really can shine.
Watching Skeeter's positioning, he is sitting behind his team. The only time he ever pokes his head out is when he time walks and then instantly reverse time walks.
A lot of armor being built up on this Tundra side. They're doing a really nice job of not giving easy targets for your Tor to clear through. I mean, everything's easy for this hero, but even if it takes a couple extra hits to get through these supports, counts for something. From Tundra looking on the side. They do have this level 25 talent on Tide, extra Ravage stun duration.
Radiant's bottom
Pretty big one if 33 can find the opening.
I mean, the times really link up here. This Aegis expiring and the buyback coming back.
Laurel's winning.
Laurel, he gets spotted by 33, does manage to turn him into stone, kicks him out. 33 is going to be guided straight to the arms of Collapse. Gets the call, shallow grant, heal, he did enough, but he gets the calling blade anyway.
You did nothing.
Collapse with the counter to all the heal coming out from Thompson. Can't get him the first time, he'll get him the second.
No hesitation on the trigger. That is her pressure down, but you still have a BKB up for Collapse.
Sees his opportunity. Jumps on it, Stinky with the shallow grant. Oh my, the soul bind and all that extra damage, man. The magic damage is intense with the call from Collapse. It got the Faceless Void. He doesn't need the PA to be able to kill the enemy. Collapse is doing it all by himself. The Ravage finally comes through, but they're gonna have to do it without their Faceless Void. The magic damage is what's gonna have to push them through, but Collapse with another great call. He keeps on hitting him. He chops down one. Look for another. Never mind. Yatoro will just cleave through them both at the same time. Collapse has hit every single initiation needed to end this game. An emphatic move from the offlaner of Team Spirit.
He wants that
time after time.
He's gonna get it with a rampage to clean him up. See ya in game 2, Tundra. This one belongs to Collapse entirely as he puts on an Axe masterclass right here from the start of that game to the end.